On Tuesday of this week, the A.G. Dillard Racing Team announced that they will move from the Busch Series in 1994 to the NASCAR Winston Cup Series for Ward Burton to run for the Max Race Cars Rookie of the Year honor. And Ward, I know you're excited about that.
Yeah, really are. I tell you, it's just an awful treat for me to have a company like Hardy behind me and a team like Alan Dillard. Got a great support group led by Freddie Fryer with my team, and just looking to show a lot of potential and do a lot of learning in 94.
Of course, their first race will be the Daytona 500 by STP in February of 1994. Now, the Busch action this past weekend was at Loudon, New Hampshire at the New Hampshire International Speedway, the running of the New England Chevy Dealers 250. Well, Ward Burton didn't have too good a luck in that race, but it was an exciting one. Let's go for the highlights.
Today's Busch Series highlights brought to you by Texaco Haviland. Add more life to your car.
The 44-car field took the green flag under ideal conditions at the New Hampshire International Speedway, and it didn't take long to set the tone for the afternoon at Loudon. Dale Earnhardt and Hermie Sadler got together in the first turn on the first lap. Earnhardt's car was never the same and retired early. Sadler was fast, but never fought back up front. There were 4 early cautions in an affair filled with yellows. Ward Burton's day started with just 2 gears and took the Hardy's driver out of contention before the race even began. Up front, pole sitter Joe Nemechek had a great car. He was strong from the start and could pull away almost at will. Robert Presley and Todd Bodine were also stout, but Bodine's ride lost a motor. Presley continued his pursuit of Nemechek, then caught and passed the leader as the race roared past lap 60. Chuck Bound brought out caution number 5 after he got tapped in turn 1. Nemechek won the race off pit road and continued to flex his muscle at the front of the field. As the race continued, the cautions kept coming. The combination of Shauna Robinson and Richard Lasseter brought out caution number 8. But even after pit stops shuffled the front of the field, Nemechek, Presley, Steve Grissom, Ricky Craven, and Jeff Burton all had strong cars. But Nemechek and Presley were clearly in a class of their own. The difference was Nemechek had to battle problems all day. And while his car was fast on the speedway, his crew had to make lengthy adjustments in the pits, the most serious of which required replacing a rear end belt on the Dentine Chevrolet. Caution number 10 came on the restart on lap 150. In heavy traffic, several cars got together. Reggie Ruggiero took a hit from Tom Peck and went for a wild ride into the wall. The wreck also collected the Craven car. Ricky was having a strong run in his native New England, along with Hermie Sadler. And on the restart, caution number 11. Race leader Jack Sprague had trouble getting up to speed, and it cost him. Kelly Moore tried to get underneath Sprague. The 74 car spun and collected Larry Pearson. Another disappointing ending for Pearson, who was also having a strong run. The last 50 laps featured Nemechek roaring toward the front, trying to catch Presley. Bobby Dotter had a great run and finished 3rd. Grissom was strong but had an oil leak, yet still managed to finish 4th and protect his position in the chase for the championship. And Tommy Houston finished with one of his best runs of 1993. Still, Nemechek got around all of them, but could not overhaul Presley as Robert raced to the win.
There at the end of the race, whenever we started back, I got thinking, I was kind of figuring we had him beaten, and I said, now what's Joe holding back on me? You know, all weekend, me and him was like the quickest cars here. So I think if he'd been in front, he'd have won the race, and if we'd been in front, which we did, luck up and win it. So.
With 2 months of racing remaining, Grissom is looking to continue his consistent runs and tighten his grip on the points lead.
Well, I tell you, it's just one of those days nobody gave up. We just kept digging. We had a little problem there with some smoke, and the guys, they kept trying to do everything they could to get it stopped, but what the heck, we wound up with a top 5 finish, come from 34th, so it wasn't a win, but it's not that bad a day either.
Of course, the Busch drivers ran the food-seated 250 last night on the high banks of the Bristol International Raceway. Join us here on our live portion tomorrow, and we'll have highlights of that race. Right now, we need to take a short break. Still to come on this edition of Inside Winston Cup Racing, we'll have a story on the safety crews in NASCAR Winston Cup Racing, and Steve Beal will tell us what it takes to build a successful Winston Cup team. As we leave you for this break, here's the balance of the finishing order for the race in New Hampshire.